Welcome to another episode of Sumita Roy's English Classroom. This is Professor Sumita Roy. This is a video for those of you who cannot speak even a single sentence of English. You are keen to speak English, you can understand English, but you do not have the courage to speak. I'm making these spoken English videos only for all of you who want to learn to speak English confidently, correctly, and clearly. Please remember, there are many videos in this series of spoken English videos. If you are new to the channel, go back to those videos which say spoken English. We have completed 4 videos earlier on different aspects of spoken English. Today, we shall talk about greeting. When you meet a person, what do you say? How do you say whatever you have to say whenever you meet a person? That is called greeting. Greeting a person whenever you meet. If it is your family, you get up early in the morning and say good morning. In our Indian culture, we say namaste, or we touch the feet of the elders at home. But we are learning English now. So we say, good morning, father, or good morning, grandfather, or good morning, mother, good morning, uncle, auntie. Whoever you meet for the first time in the morning, you say good morning. Suppose you meet them for the second time, you need not say good morning again. Please remember that good morning is said only when you meet them for the first time. Good morning is a formal greeting. Formal means you use it for people who are older than you, like, I said mother, father, grandparents, older than you. So you say good morning when you meet them for the first time in the morning. Next day, when you meet them again you say good morning. If you are a student, you go to school or college, then again you must greet first time when you meet your friends, you will greet them differently. I'm talking now about older people, older than you. So if you're in college, you say, good morning, ma'am, or good morning, sir. Good morning. Good morning, sir. If it is your teacher who is a gentleman. If your teacher is a lady, then you say, good morning, madam, or good morning, ma'am. Suppose you meet a group of people, say your juniors in college. Then also you can use this because you're meeting a group formally. You say, good morning, everyone. Suppose you have to make a presentation in your class. You have an assignment for making a presentation. Then you again say, good morning, everyone, or good morning, audience. Good morning to all my classmates, whoever is listening to you. Good morning is a formal greeting which we use in the morning when we meet a person. Suppose you meet somebody in the afternoon. Afternoon means after 12 o'clock, that is morning 11:50, 11:55 is finished. We call it as 11:55 a.m. I have already explained this to you in the video about telling time. Telling time is very important. So 12, when it comes to 12 after 11:59 a.m., we say 12 noon. And from 12:01 after 12 noon, we say p.m. So from 12:01, it becomes p.m. Then it becomes afternoon. Noon is 12. After means that which comes later. 12 noon, 12:01 afternoon. So when you see that your watch is showing you 11:59 a.m., till then you can say good morning. After that, if you meet after 12 noon, you cannot say good morning, although you're meeting that person for the first time that day. You cannot say good morning. You have to say good afternoon. Good afternoon is also a greeting which can be used when you see the person for a second or third time in the day also. Suppose you meet someone in the morning, you say good morning. Then you meet them again after 12. Then you say good afternoon. These are for people who are a little distant from us. Either they are older to us or they are unfamiliar to us. If you're a school student, then you can say, good morning, miss. The same teacher comes in the morning. Again, she comes in the afternoon. Then again, you have to greet her. So you say, good afternoon, miss. Or again, you can say, ma'am. And for the gentleman, you can say, sir. Many schools also prefer teacher. So there is no distinction. If you have a sir or a madam or a miss, you say, good morning, teacher. Or you say, good afternoon, teacher. First time if you're meeting her or first time you're meeting him, you can say good afternoon if it is after 12. If you're meeting them second time in the afternoon, first time you met in the morning and second time in the afternoon, you say good morning first time and good afternoon second time. We also have another greeting, which is a formal greeting, and that is good evening. After 5 or after 6, when you meet a person till, 11 o'clock in the night or late night, you continue to say good evening. Suppose you go to meet somebody and it is already 9:30 in the evening. Then you say good evening. You don't say good night for greeting. Please remember that good night is never used for greeting. I will tell you how good night is used later. First, we are talking about greeting, that is meeting for the first time. So you say good morning. It is polite after saying good morning to say, how are you? That is a question you can ask. Good morning, how are you? Good morning, how are you today? Good morning, how do you feel? Good morning, how are you feeling today? Good morning, are you doing well? Good morning, did you recover from your illness? After saying good morning, usually you ask about the person. That is a part of the greeting. Usually, whenever we use a greeting, we always add, we just don't say good morning. Unless it is a formal, suppose you are in class, then you just say good morning, miss. And your teacher replies by saying, "Good morning, class. Please sit down." Then all of you greet her by standing and then you sit down. Suppose you are working, you might be working in a company. When you see your boss, you say, "Good morning, sir." It is always polite to greet a person who's older, more respected, by standing and greeting. So you stand up wherever you are and you say, "Good morning, sir." Many people try to do, a salute. "Good morning, sir." If you enter the office and the peon is standing at the gate, he will also say, "Good morning, sir," or "Good morning, madam." You have to reply by saying, "Good morning. How are you?" "Good morning. How do you do?" which is a British way of saying. We don't say it so much in India, but that is also accepted. When you say, "How do you do?" the person replies exactly the same by saying, "How do you do?" There is no other reply given. But when you say, "How are you?" they say, "I'm fine, thank you." Or they say, "I'm good." "Good morning. How are you?" "Good morning. I'm good." Or they say, "I'm good." That is enough. That means they are greeting you back. Conversation always requires two units, the sender and the receiver. So you say good morning to this person, that person says good morning to you. We can also greet our colleagues by saying, "Good morning, Mr. Rakesh." "Good morning, Miss Anita." You can use their names, it is possible. Or you can use their designation also. That is very rare, but that also many people use. "Good morning, Superintendent." So superintendent replies by saying, "Good morning," and maybe use your name. Since you are junior, since you are younger, that person might call you by only your name, not say Mr. or not say Miss or Mrs. or Ms. MS. These are all possible for greetings which are formal. This is what we call as formal greeting. The same pattern is used for afternoon and evening if you are meeting them for the first time. Remember, "How are you?" we don't ask many times in a day. If you're meeting the person for a second or third time, you say, "Good evening, how are you?" It sounds very strange because in the morning you already wish them good morning and you ask them, "How are you?" or "How are you doing today?" Now, the day has not ended. Today means 24 hours. So, till another 24 hours, you need not repeat that if you are meeting that person for the second time. But if you say good afternoon, when you meet a person for the first time, or if you say good evening, when you're meeting that person only in the evening for the first time, then you can always ask them, "How are you?" These are all formal ways of greeting a person. Sometimes we don't need formality. We are informal in our greetings. Suppose you're greeting your best friend, then you need not say good morning. You can say, it is not wrong to say good morning. You can say good morning to your nearest family member, your own husband or your own wife, your own father or your own son, your daughter or your mother, anybody, your neighbor you meet in the corridor, you can say good morning. But an informal greeting, these are all formal greetings. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Good morning, we can say only in the morning. Even if you meet a person 10 times in the morning, every time if you need to greet that person, please use good morning. Suppose you meet them at 9 o'clock, then you meet them again at 10 o'clock, you meet them at 11 o'clock. You start your conversation by saying good morning. Or you can say good morning again. That means already I wished you good morning. Now, good morning again. This is possible. So these are formal. Now we come to informal. Suppose you are greeting a person who's very intimate. Then you can say, hello there. Hello there. Somebody is, in front of you, not looking at you possibly. Then you greet them, attract their attention by saying, hello there. Or somebody you meet face to face, you extend your hand to shake and say, hello. Even if it is a stranger, you can say, hello, I am so and so. You give your name. Hello, I'm so and so. You put out your hand to shake. That person also puts out their hand and then gives his or her name by saying hello. That is an informal relationship. You meet somebody on the road, you meet somebody in the bus stop, you want to make friends with that person because you have seen that person in your colony. Then you can easily say hello. In future, you hope to be good friends. Suppose you open the door and your neighbor also opens the door. Then you can say hi. Instead of hello, hi is also an informal greeting. You can say hi. Again, you can say, how are you today? Instead of ending it with hi, because greeting alone, a single word or two-word greeting, is not a complete way of greeting a person. After greeting, you can always add something. Like I said, hello, I'm so and so. When I say so and so, I mean your name. Whatever is your name, you replace your name by saying, hello, I am, and then give your name. I can say, hello, this is Sumita. I don't want to give my full name because I want an informal relationship. In a formal relationship, I will give my full name, Sumita Roy. But here I will only give my first name, and that is Sumita. This is how we use hello and hi. There is also another greeting which is informal, and that is hey. Hi is spelled H-I, hey is spelled H-E-Y, and hello is spelled H-E-L-L-O. These are all informal ways of greeting. So you see somebody from your window, you say, hey. That person looks up. You wave by saying, hey. That person waves and says, hey, you. That means I'm greeting you back. These are common greetings which we use in the informal context. Informally, we use all of them. Now, as I told you, that we never use good night. So what is that? Some greetings are there which we have used to when we meet that person. Now, when we finish our interaction, when we meet a person, we talk, we discuss everything, we do everything, we have food, and then we have to say goodbye. It is ending. Our meeting is ending now. So that is called leave taking. Leave taking. Leave taking. Taking. So you are going to leave. So you are taking permission to leave. Here, the formal one is good night. Good night is used not for greeting but for leave taking. Please remember, many people make this mistake. It is a very common mistake. Suppose you have invited somebody to have dinner with you. That person comes at 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock. You open the door and say good night. That person will have to leave. No dinner. Dinner is over. You are saying good night means please go. Leave taking. So the moment you say good night, it is equivalent to goodbye or bye bye, as we say, or single bye. That also we say. Or we say, see you again. See you again. We have many ways of saying it in every language, including your own mother tongue. Then the person replies by saying, sure, or see you soon. Similarly, if you translate from your mother tongue, you might find, I will go and come back. That is how it is used. But we can't translate it from one language to another. It never works like that. Basic stuff, basic meaning can be translated, but specific expressions like leave taking cannot be translated fully word for word. So don't try it. Learn your mother tongue separately, learn English separately, because I'm trying to tell you the structures which are available in English. You already know your languages. We are not worried about the mother tongue. We are always good at it. But when it comes to English, many times I find that somebody invites you and then says, good night. So good night means finished. The party is over. Please go now. Therefore, we have to greet by saying good night. When that person is leaving, or that group of guests are leaving, when they are going away after their dinner or whatever, you say good night. You can say see you again, or please come again. That also you can say. Instead of saying see you again, you can say please come again. Instead of saying good night, you can say goodbye. Goodbye also is used very often. With friends, we use bye, a single bye, B-Y-E. Or we say bye-bye, B-Y-E, B-Y-E. The first one is not pronounced, it's pronounced as B. So we don't say bye-bye, we say bye-bye. Then you're repeating the same thing in a slightly different pronunciation. You say it for people who are very close, very intimate with you. See you soon, see you again. These are also leave-taking ways. So if a person says good night, the other person can reply by saying, see you soon. They can reply by saying, see you again. Or they can say, please visit us next time. Please visit us next time. That means today we have visited you. Next time you can visit. Suppose you're working in an office and you finish office at 5 o'clock. It is not very usual to say good night. Although you're done for the day, you can't say good evening, because good evening is in the beginning of the meeting, not at the end of the meeting. So what you can do is you can say goodbye, or you can say see you tomorrow, because your colleagues, you're working in an office together, you meet every day. So you can say, goodbye, see you tomorrow. Or one person says goodbye, the other person says, see you tomorrow. Or one person says goodbye, the other person says bye. Not fully goodbye, but only the short form bye. That also is possible. You can also say, when are you coming tomorrow? Suppose you want to make the conversation very long. Then you say, goodbye, when are you coming tomorrow? Then the other person might say, I might come a little late. So your conversation is becoming longer. At leave taking, at greeting, we can make the conversation longer depending on what you want. Suppose you are in a school or a college, then again you finish by 3 or 4 o'clock. You don't say um, good night. Here, the teacher does not wish you goodbye, but the teacher repeats again, good afternoon. So you say, good afternoon and thank you, because the teacher has taught you, therefore you're thanking that person. If it is evening, suppose it's your classes end by about 5 or 6 o'clock, then the teacher says good evening, and you say good evening and thank you. Or you say thank you, sir, or thank you, ma'am. You don't reply to the leave taking good evening, or you can say goodbye, ma'am, have a nice evening. Have a nice evening is a very nice way, very formal and polite way of leave taking. Have a nice day. Have a nice evening. Have some rest. These are all forms you can use for leave taking. So today, in this video, you have seen that I have told you how to talk to the person when you meet them for the first time in the day. It might be first time in your life, or it might be first time in the day. You meet every day. But you can also say good day. Suppose you don't want to say morning, afternoon, evening. You can, at any time in the day, you can use the formal greeting, good day to you. So the other person says good day. And other person can also say good afternoon, good morning, etc. in reply. And then I also told you, when your interaction finishes, how do you end your conversation? How do you end the interaction? The first one, when you meet, is called greeting. The one which happens at the end is called leave taking. Now, if you practice greeting and leave taking, watch the video many times if you have doubts. Please remember that when we practice more, we become better. So go on practicing. Then you won't hesitate. Suppose somebody greets you by saying good morning, you won't hesitate, and then you won't say, hello, hi. Not like that. You won't stumble. If somebody says hello, you won't say, oh, good morning, good morning. You won't feel hesitant. You know the greeting and you have practiced it yourself. Knowing is very easy. If you watch the video, you will know. But that is not enough. You need to practice. You stand in front of your mirror and you say, good morning, good afternoon, hello, good night, see you again. With the correct facial expressions, you look at yourself in the mirror and practice for one whole day. I'm sure tomorrow when you meet somebody, you will have no problem. If people in your house can speak English, start greeting them from the morning in English. If they cannot speak, then you are now their English teacher. So you can say, since I'm learning English, I will greet you in English. Please reply in English. If you have youngsters at home, they will learn well. Very often, I get queries from young mothers. They say, our children need young fathers also. Our children need to learn good English. We don't have money to send them to good English schools. So, what should we do? Practice with them. In the morning, greet them by saying good morning till they start replying to you as good morning. This becomes very useful. Some of my students say, we live in a village. Our parents don't know English. So, can I greet them in English? Yes, you can. Because even people who don't know a word of English, at least to speak, can understand English. If you say good morning every day, they will know that you are greeting them. I'm sure after 5 days, you will find your old grandmother or your mother saying good morning to you. That will be so wonderful. So please do it. Please practice. Watch the video again and again if you have problems. Thank you and all the best.